Good morning, students. How are you all? After 1 week holiday, I think all have got ready to learn accountancy. Okay, all are fine. I think, isn't it? Okay, good. Do you remember how we have to prepare journal entries? We have done one or two illustrations, isn't it? The next illustration also we will learn. Then, so what is the fundamental step that we should know to prepare the journal entries? Is the three types of accounts and which account should be debited and which one should be credited, you should know, isn't it? So there are three types of accounts, isn't it? The golden rules of accounting we will revise once again. Okay, for personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real account, in real account what should be debited? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Then nominal account, debit all expenses and losses. Then credit all incomes and gains. So we have revised once the rules of accounting in these three accounts because all the accounts are classified under these three heads. Okay. So we have learned the sixth illustration. So today we will learn the seventh illustration. Okay, seventh illustration in your book. In my book it is illustration 9. Okay, seventh illustration. Anand is a trader. I will read out the question for you. Okay. Anand is a trader dealing in textiles. For the following transactions, pass the journal entries for the month of January 2018. January 1, this date. Okay, commenced business with the cash. Then purchased goods from X and Co on credit. Then cash deposited into bank. Then bought a building from L and Co on credit. Then cash withdrawn from bank for office use. Cash withdrawn from bank for personal use of Anand, isn't it? Towels given as charities, then shirts taken over by Anand for personal use, then saris distributed as free samples, then goods or tablecloths used for office use. Okay, 10 transactions are given. So I will explain and I will write it on the notebook. Okay, listen to me. So first we should write whose book. Okay, so it is in the books of. There are two lines given at the top of the page, isn't it? There you write in the books of Anand. Then journal entries in the next line. Only one page we have to use. Okay, now columns will be available. You have to write the details. Okay, first one, date. Date, then particulars, then LF, then debit, credit. LF here we can write. Okay. Now we will start. The first we should write the date. What is the year? 2018. You write here. Then month is January. JAN you write. Here one small line will be there. There you write the date number 1. Okay. Now first transaction is commenced business with cash. In the accounting equation also we did the same transaction. What did we do there? We added, we put plus in cash and plus in capital, isn't it? The same thing here also, cash and capital. Cash is which account? Real account, isn't it? So debit what comes in. So for this Anand book, whether it is coming in Anand's business, isn't it? From the business point of view only, we should write the journal entry. So in the books of Anand, that in his business, Anand's business, cash is coming in. So we should debit cash, cash account debtor. Then 2, we have to write in the next line, leaving some space from the margin, from the date column. Okay, then 2 we should write. Then commenced business with the cash means, I told you 2 accounts affected are one cash, another one capital. So capital means personal account. So credit the giver. So Anand is paying. So Anand's capital account we should write. Anand's capital account. Then narration we should write. Commenced business. In short you can write. Okay. No need to write fully, but we should write one brief information about that entry. Okay, so commenced business. Amount is 70,000. Here you can write rupees symbol. Okay, amount is 70,000. You start from here like this: 0, 0, 0, 0, 7. So you no need to write from here. You should think. You should leave little space here, and you should start writing like this: 70,000. Okay. Then in the particulars column, in the next line, you draw a line like this. Then the next date you write. Only date, no need of writing the year and month. So the next date is 2. Then transaction is purchased goods from X and Co on credit. Here we purchased goods. So I have told you already, purchased goods means purchases. Then from X and Co is there, then credit is given, isn't it? So here if it is cash, we will write that it is a cash transaction. Since it is not a cash transaction, it is a credit. So we should write that. So 2 accounts affected are, one is purchases, the other one is X and Co, isn't it? So this X and Co is the personal account. He is they are personal account receiver or giver. They are the givers, isn't it? X and Co is giving. So that should be credited here. Purchased goods means purchases. It is an expense, isn't it? Nominal account expense. So we need to debit the purchases account. Debit all expense and losses. So purchase account debtor to X and Co account. X and Co account. Then credit purchases made. You can write in short. Okay, credit purchases made. What is the amount? 30,000. You see, straight to this 7, we should write this 3. Okay, 30,000. Then in the next line, you draw a line like this. Then it looks very neat. Okay. Now the third transaction's date is 3. Cash deposited into bank. So it is very clearly given. 2 accounts affected. One is cash, the other one is bank. Okay, cash and bank. We'll explain with this book. Okay, cash deposited into bank. You see, bank is personal account, receiver or giver. We are depositing cash into bank, so bank is receiving, so we should debit bank. Then cash is real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So cash is going out from the business, isn't it? So this cash should be credited, bank should be debited. So what is the entry? Bank account debtor to cash account. Bank account debtor to cash account. Okay, cash deposited into bank. Cash deposited. Enough cash deposited into bank, 40,000. Okay, then draw one line, write the next date. Bought a building from L&Co on credit. Okay, bought a building from L&Co on credit. Here, bought a building, not goods. Okay, so here we should not write as purchases. If we purchase goods alone, we should write purchases. Here we are purchasing a building, so it is an asset. Okay, that building is one account. Then on credit, so we should write that supplier L&Co. Okay, so here two accounts, one is L&Co personal account, building real account. So in this building, what is the rule? Real account debit what comes in. So here building is coming in, we are purchasing, so building is coming in. Then personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Here L&Co is the giver. So building account debtor to L&Co account. Okay, building account debtor to L&Co account. Bought building. Bought building, 95,000. Then 5. Cash withdrawn from bank for office use. Here from the bank we are withdrawing cash. So one is cash, the other one bank. Cash is real account, bank is personal account. Debit what comes in, real account. So debit what comes in. Cash is coming inside. Then bank, personal account. Personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Here the bank is the giver, isn't it? So this should be credited, cash should be debited. This is for office use. That's why it is coming in the office. The cash is coming inside. Okay. So cash account debtor to bank account. Write the narration. Cash withdrawn from bank. Cash withdrawn. Okay. How much? 5,000. Okay, 5,000. See this 5 where it is coming? Just below this 5. Okay. Now draw one line. Now the next transaction, date 6. Write the date. See the transaction. Cash withdrawn from bank for personal use of Anand. The same thing here, that in the 5th date, cash withdrawn from bank for office use. But on 6th, what is happening? That cash withdrawn from bank for personal use. We have already learnt this personal use means it will reduce the capital in the accounting equation, and it is called money withdrawn for personal use is called as drawings. Okay, that is which account? Capital personal account. Drawing is also personal account. Here cash is the real account. Here what is the rule? Cash Okay, cash withdrawn from bank for personal use. One is drawings. The other one should not take that cash here from bank. Who is giving? Bank is giving, the giver. So that giver should be credited, isn't it? Then what should be debited? Drawings. Okay, not cash because he is withdrawing that one for his personal use. So drawings account debtor. Drawings account debtor to bank account. Cash withdrawn for personal use. Amount 4,000. Understood? We will draw lines. Okay, the next page if you take, we should draw line. Okay, the last, how many? 4 entries, isn't it? So around 4 entries, half of the page we have to use. LF, then date, particulars, date, LF, debit, credit, rupee symbol. Okay, then next date 7. Towels given as charities. So here they are giving this one as charity. See, towels means from we cannot write as towels because it is a trader dealing in textiles. So that is what he has purchased from X and Co. Purchased goods from X and Co. Okay, so we have to consider this one as purchases. That purchases only getting reduced. Charity means what? Giving free for someone. Okay, giving for somebody freely from the business he is giving. So that for charity purpose means for freely he is giving that towels. So it will reduce the purchases. So purchases we have already debited. Now it should be credited. Now it is giving like it is like expenses and charities. So this charities must be debited. So charities nominal account. Then towels we should not write towels. In that place we should write purchases. Okay. Now that one is getting reduced. Purchases shows and debit. We debit all expense and loss. That is getting reduced. We should credit that one. Okay. So we will write the journal entry. Charities account debtor to purchases account. Towels given as charities. Amount 3,000. Okay. Now, shirts taken over by Anand for personal use. We know personal use means immediately you should remember that is drawings that should be debited. Okay, drawing should be debited. Drawings account debtor. Then 2 shirts. So what is getting reduced again? The purchases. So purchases must be credited. Okay. Shirts taken over. Amount 12,000. Okay, draw one line in between. Then 9. Sarees distributed as free samples. Here he is running a textile, isn't it? So for in order to improve his sales, they are giving this one as free samples without any cost. He is providing some sarees, so that we can consider as for the sales promotion in order to promote sales. Okay, that kind of expenses we can treat them. So that free samples we can consider as sales promotion. So that is the expenditure name. So sales promotion account debtor. The same thing, purchases must be credited. Free samples given. Okay, amount 3,000. Then last one, 10th one, goods or tablecloths used for office use. Here he is taking some clothes from that same purchases and using them for office use. So we can consider this one as office expenses. It is also a kind of expense. So this tablecloth he is taking from his purchases and using for his office. So it will be considered as office expenses. So office expenses account debtor to purchases account. So from his purchases he has used many things for many purpose. So goods used for office purpose. Okay, amount 200. Now you close. Completed. Okay. Now we will go to the next illustration. Our 11th illustration is your 8th illustration. Okay. So I will read them out for you. Bragadish is a trader dealing in electronic goods who commenced his business in 2015. For the following transactions took place in the month of March, past journal entries. Purchased goods from Y & Co on credit, sold goods to D & Co on credit, paid Y & Co through bank in full settlement. D & Co accepted a bill drawn by Bragadish, sold goods to L on credit, sold goods to M on credit, then received a check from M in full settlement and deposited the same into the bank. Goods returned to Y & Co. Then L became insolvent and only 90 paise per rupee is received by cash in final settlement. Then you might have got little understood, I think. So hereafter I will go little faster, otherwise I cannot complete. Okay. So you should try to understand. Any doubt if you have, you can ask me. So the same thing you should write in the books of. First you have to write the number. Here illustration 8. Okay. In the books of Bragadish. journal entries. Then 5 columns, 2 amount column, 1 LF, 1 date. LF, debit, credit, rupees. Okay. First one, purchased goods from Y and Co on credit. So you should know the purchased goods means purchases, isn't it? Purchased goods. Okay. Purchased goods from Y and Co. So it is date 2018 March 1. Purchased goods. So here purchases, debit, because it is that expenses. Purchases account debtor to the giver is Y and Co. Y and Co. Purchased goods. Amount 60,000. Then draw a line. Second one. Number 2. Sold goods to D and Co on credit. So here sold goods means sales. Sales should be credited to whom? D and Co is receiving, isn't it? So debit the receiver. So D and Co account debtor. D and Co account debtor to sales account. Sold goods. Okay, 30,000. Draw a line. Then next one. Whenever you take a new page, you have to draw the line immediately. Okay. Amount column, 2 amount column, 1 LF. This LF we will write only at the time of posting. Okay. Everything you have to write here. Okay. Now the date is 3. Paid Y and Co through bank in full settlement. Okay. So we are paying Y and Co in full settlement. Amount is given here 58,000. Okay. 58,000 only we are paying, but we need to pay for him 60,000. First date we have purchased. So this 58,000 only we are paying. That 2,000 we do not need to pay. That is a gain for us. That is called discount received. Okay. That terminologies, the important terms I have explained to you. Discount allowed and discount received. Okay, if you don't understand, you can just verify. You can check that passage, you will understand. Okay, so that is the discount. It is a gain for us, so that should be credited. Now, paid Y and Co. So this personal account, he is receiving the money, isn't it? So he is the receiver through bank. So paying is that bank account, the personal account, that he is the giver, isn't it? So receiver, giver. So Y and Co account data. Y and Co account data to bank account. Wait. This bank we are paying 58,000. The remaining 2,000 is a gain. So gain should be credited, isn't it? That we should differentiate. Both are called a discount only. If we credit, that is called discount received. If debit means discount allowed. Okay. Now paid Y and Co. Okay. So he is having already he had a credit balance 60,000, isn't it? That we are full settlement is given, that word, isn't it? Full settlement. So we are settling full amount 60,000. We are paying through bank only 58,000. So this 2,000 is the gain for us. No need to pay that to 2,000. Okay, so draw a line. Then the next transaction, date 4. Here D and Co accepted a bill drawn by Bragadish. So D and Co, who is he? That we have sold goods to D and Co. Now he has accepted our bill. That means our bill means that business, no? Bragadish has drawn a bill. He has accepted that one. What is the meaning? He will pay that one. So the business will receive that bill. Okay. So we should write it as bills receivable. Because the person one who has sold goods only will write here draw a bill. That is, it is given bill drawn by Bragadish. It will be accepted by D and Co, one who has purchased the goods. We have sold the goods, he has purchased, so he will accept that bill we will receive later. That is, we will write it as bills receivable. Understand? So bills receivable account debtor bills receivable account debtor 2. Already we have, you see, when we sell goods, what is the entry? When we sold goods to D and Co. D and Co is debited, isn't it? Now since we received that bill, we should credit his account. Now D and Co account should be credited to D and Co account. Bills accepted by D and Co. Okay, here amount 30,000, same full amount. Okay. Then sold goods to L on credit. Same thing. You see, then sales credited, receiver L. So L account debtor to sales account. Isn't it? Then sold goods to L. Amount 20,000. Then next one, 6, sold goods to M. So M account debtor to sales. Narration, sold goods to M. Amount 40,000. Okay, then 7, received a check from M in full settlement and deposited same into the bank, 39,000. Okay, here M we have sold goods to M 40,000. He is paying 39,000. That 1,000 is a loss. So we have to write it as discount allowed. Okay, that loss 1,000 is discount allowed. That should be debited. It is a loss. Okay, a loss should be, expense and loss must be debited. So we should debit that one. The other one, what we have to debit? Deposited the same to the bank. So receiver is the bank. So bank account debtor. Bank is receiving 39,000, isn't it? Then 1,000 is what? Loss. That we have to write as discount allowed account. Debtor to who is paying? M. The giver is M, isn't it? M account. M settled his account. Okay, 40,000 here. Now next one, 8th. Goods returned to Y and Co. Here goods returned Y and Co. Where we have purchased Y and Co. Purchased goods from Y and Co first, isn't it? So we are returning this one which returns purchase returns, isn't it? So when we debit purchases, we should credit the purchase return. Who is receiving that one? The Y and Co. So Y and Co account debtor to purchase returns account. Y and Co account debtor to purchase returns. Goods returned to Y and Co. 4,000. Okay, then 9. L became insolvent and only 90 paise per rupee is received by cash in full settlement, final settlement. So L sold goods to L on credit, 20,000. He is not able to pay the full amount. Instead of for 1 rupee he will pay 90 paise. So we need to calculate how much he is able to pay. 90% of the amount we can receive. So when we receive, is received by cash. So cash is coming in. Cash account debtor. Then something is loss, isn't it? 10 paise and 1 rupee we cannot receive. That is a loss. That is called bad debts. We learned, isn't it? I have explained this one from the sundry debtor. Here the L is a debtor. We have sold goods to L on credit. So he is a debtor. He is not able to pay the full amount. So it is a loss that must be debited. And the giver is who? L account. Okay. Now L paid. How much he is paying? So here we will do the calculation. Okay, 20,000 he has to pay, isn't it? 20,000. Here for 1 rupee he will pay 90 paise. For 100 rupee he will pay 90 paise, isn't it? That is what we should calculate. 10, 20, then 2 9s are 18. 18,000 only we can receive from him. Then that 2,000 is a loss. Totally he has to pay 20,000. Now he has settled his account. Goods are returned by M. By M is sold goods to M. So this is called sales return. There we credited sales. So here we should debit the sales return. It is a loss for us. Okay. Sales returns account debtor. Who is the giver? M account. Sales. Goods returned or sales returned. Okay. 3,000. Okay, students, you have understood this one. And you have to do some homework. Okay, if you have any doubt, you ask me. I will tell you what are the homework you have to do. 7th, I think you might have completed 7, 8, 7, 8 and 9. At least 7 and 8 you do. Okay, 7 and 8 you do. 7, 8 means this Manohar and Sasikumar's problem you have to complete. Okay students, thank you very much.